Hello, my name is Collection Connoisseur. I collect digital thingamabobs and video games, and today I'm playing Monster Train. Now, on Monster Train, we have done almost all of the clan combinations. There's only 4 more clan combinations that I've never done, so we're going to do those 4 over the next 4 episodes. The next one is going to be the Melting with the Hellhorned as the secondary. And we've recently played as the Melting. Let's play as Little Fade for our second time, actually. Little Fade starts with Primitive Mold, which allows you to reform a unit. I think that I do not want the Queen's Impling, especially this being reforming a random unit. Let's do the Torch, so that we don't reform random Queen's Implings all the time. Yeah, I think that could be a mistake. So, this is going to be what we're doing. We're on Covenant rank 18. Merchant goods cost 20% more. Let's go. So we start with Hallowed Drippings, applying Burnout 5 to friendly Burnout units. I kind of like that one. Pretty decent. I do really like Engulfed in Smoke, and Vent, as we've seen, is pretty good as long as you put a Power Stone in it. Vent can be rather good. We're up against Seraph the Patient again. We fight Seraph the Patient kind of a lot, it seems. Vent is not the best to see when you chose Torch. I still stand by the decision to choose Torch, but Vent and Torch kind of do very similar things. So, I think what I want to do first is look at our champion upgrades. So we've got Eternal Flame, Quick and Endless. Interesting. And every time Little Fade dies, she gets more attack and health. Not much more health. 1 more health. I guess the idea is Little Fade does 1 hit and then dies. Or Little Icarus spikes 1, and every time we slay, we gain 2 attack and spikes 2 permanently. I kind of like that one. Every time we slay, we get 2 attack and spikes 2 permanently. I believe that hitting something with spikes counts as slay, I think. And I guess with 1 health, you really want to reform Little Icarus a lot. I'm going to take it. We've got to try this one. And let's look at our Divine Horde first, because that one has 3 choices instead of 2. Units getting an extra upgrade slot is pretty nice. Pyrestone Housing. Faulty Loader, I don't mind at all. Faulty Loader actually works pretty decently with Little Fade, because Little Fade would get probably more kills. Or our Pyre gets plus 15 attack. I think we're going Pyrestone Housing. And then apply Endless to the first friendly unit played each turn, the Votive Key. I think this one can be incredible. And we just apply Endless to our champion, don't we? Yeah, let's apply Endless to our champion. That sounds amazing. Okay, let's go. That makes me feel really good about picking the type of champion we just picked. Alright, let's go into the first battle. Non-boss enemy units enter with spikes 3. I don't mind. Don't mind that at all. Especially with the Vent and Torches that we have in the deck. Now, Little Fade. Little Fade... Unfortunately, you can't really slay either of those. But you know what? You can do some damage. And I guess that's all we can ask for, especially since you get Endless. Now, as it stands, this one hits. Ooh, actually, I was going to torch that one, but actually, it's better if that one attacks and dies, because I think we get the slay trigger if that happens. So I'm actually going to torch this one. And see if that works the way that I want it to work. Because we are expecting you to have 7 attack and 3 spikes after this turn. Excellent test on the very first enemy. So did we get what we wanted? We did get what we wanted. Excellent. Now then, what do we do with Little Fade? We are definitely playing her again. She doesn't have any health, which is the main problem. Putting her at the bottom, she just dies from this Forged Disciple. Really don't want to put her at the bottom at all. We could just vent at the bottom. Just kill those two with vent. Not even play the Train Steward. That means that we could play the Collector, or we could play the Little Fade at the top to kill the Collector. We would get Ember Drain, which is the only real problem with that one. But I don't mind it. Let's do that. So Little Fade up here, and then just vent at the bottom. And we kill the Collector. Little Fade survives that time. So still has the Endless, which is good. That means that whatever we play next also gets Endless, which is not particularly helpful. These primitive molds are going to be bad, aren't they? I think they're going to be bad. We kind of don't want this Train Steward to have Endless, actually. Okay, how much damage are we going to take on the Pyre with how we have set things out right now? Probably a fair amount. Ick. I think I want to put the Train Steward at the top. We could play Engulfed in Smoke next turn, maybe? With our little Fade champion? Alright, you're doing 9 damage there. If we add the Train Steward, we can do 5 more damage, and we'll do some damage there. The main problem is the spikes hurting our Pyre. I think that we do that. We play the Train Steward here. We get another Ember Drain, unfortunately. And then we can't kill this one. Is it more important to torch that one? We're dealing 14 damage, so you have enough health that the last shard of the Pyre kills you in 1 hit. So there's no reason to torch you. So let's torch here. And then we're not in a great place. Alright. Little Fade did die again, which is what we wanted. We wanted that to happen, because we want to put Little Fade at the bottom again. We do want to put Little Fade at the bottom. And we want Little Fade to have Endless. What do we do about you? You're only taking 5 damage. We need you to take more than that. We could put Little Fade at the top instead of the bottom. That's interesting. We put Little Fade at the top instead of the bottom, then this one will get killed in 1 hit from the Pyre. And we still want you to die? Actually, we don't want you to die because your Endless is bad for us? Question mark? I think we kind of don't want you to die, but I don't know that we're going to do anything else about that. I think we're going to play Little Fade at the top like this. That way, Little Fade dies again, but deals damage here. Torch is just going to take you out. And we're going to play a Train Steward here, which this Train Steward's entire point is to die so we can actually reform a unit for the first time. Oh, and you got a Weight of Contrition. The Weight of Contrition is bad. Oh man. We didn't get engulfed in smoke, which I really do not like about that turn. So we are playing Little Fade first, so that Little Fade gets the Endless. We are going to play Weight of Contrition, probably? Yes. We can't play two primitive molds, so we're definitely playing the Weight of Contrition. And we're playing both of these Train Stewards. Which one do we want to play in front? Probably the one that has less health. And then you go behind? Yes. Alright, now we're actually dealing some damage to the boss. Granted, not a whole lot. Don't like how this first one is going. We do need a unit. We need a unit that has more survivability than Little Fade. So we can play the Engulfed in Smoke this turn. I think the Weight of Contrition, we're actually going to have to take the 3 damage. Let's consider it though. So we're going to play Little Fade first. Little Fade first. Now then. We need you to spend your lifesteal on probably a Train Steward. Yeah, we do need that. So the Train Steward goes in front. And then we play Engulfed in Smoke so that we actually deal some damage. And we take 3 damage from the Pyre from the Weight of Contrition, but that's less than if we don't play Engulfed in Smoke. Or if we didn't play that Train Steward. Okay, we're doing very poorly here. The Pyre is about to get a lot of damage. Ouch. That's a terrible start. Let's keep going. But that is a terrible start. 35 damage taken. Alright, Wicklash applies to a burnout unit that's actually not great with the votive key. Molded is probably no better than primitive mold because we're going to have so many units with Endless that we won't have many that have consumed. So most likely I want Wicklash. Most likely. Let's take Wicklash. And this is not what we wanted to see. We definitely don't care for Ritual of Battle right now. Sacrifice Imp is not possible when we don't have any Imps yet. Although Imps are pretty good units with the votive key, I think. Still, we don't have them now, so let's take Fortify. At least we could fortify our champion, so it has more than 1 health. Alright, we definitely need a unit, so we're going to the right. No questions there. And Wickless Baron or Wickless Tycoon, both are very nice. Both of them are very nice. Which one do I want? I mean, I want the Wickless Tycoon because I really want that money. But the Wickless Baron is probably the thing that we need more for the future. So let's take the Wickless Baron. And then we can pump this thing up, hopefully. We can make it a large. Little Fade only takes up 1 space. The Wickless Baron could take up 3, no problem. I like it. Let's do that. And then, do we add a Heartstone and a Strength Stone to it? We could, but is that really the best ways to use these stones? Let's see here. The Wickless Baron has 55 health. I probably want more health, honestly. So let's do the Heartstone on the Wickless Baron. And then the Strength Stone, I would love to put on another unit, but the only other option is a Train Steward, and that's not worth it. Instead, we are going to remove a Train Steward. We need those Train Stewards gone pretty quickly, I think. There's a lot of cards that we want out of this deck, actually. Okay. Divine Temple we should look at. You know, the Value Stone on Vent is pretty bad, actually. It's pretty bad. Value Stone on Engulfed in Smoke is pretty good. Engulfed in Smoke is pretty good with our champion as well. Do we want anything to be intrinsic? No, not at all. Let's get Value Stone and put it on Engulfed in Smoke. Alright. And that's where we are so far. I don't feel great about this yet. Especially with 25 health. 25 health does not feel comfortable. Mark of Invasion is probably a good idea. Probably. We've got Vent in the deck. We've got Vent, we've got the Torches. That gives a lot of things for Little Fade to kill. Although, with 1 health, there's not a lot of killing that you might be doing. Still, do we do Mark of Invasion? This could kill me. That's the thing. I am going to turn it on, though. We're going to turn it on. We are going to harvest and slay a whole lot. That's the plan. Harvest and slay a whole lot. So we want Little Fade to basically die and come back over and over again. Actually, the dying doesn't matter that much. The dying doesn't matter that much. But I think we want Little Fade to die up here the first turn. The Wickless Baron to go up here as well. And the Wickless Baron is going to harvest a whole lot. That's the plan. Wickless Baron, harvest a whole lot. You are going to add Sinner's Burdens to my deck. I do not like that. So what do we get this turn? This is very important. We get Little Fade, of course. We get a Vent. The Vent can hit everything at the top. Little Fade has spikes 7. I think we should probably put Little Fade at the bottom. With Fortify. You might make it to the top. Really don't like that. But I want you to die. I could kill that a couple different ways, though. I can't really kill this one with Little Fade very effectively, but I can kill this one with Little Fade. So let's play Little Fade at the bottom. Give it Endless, of course. Put Fortify on it, so that it deals a lot of damage. And then we're going to play the Sinner's Burden, of course. We're going to torch something that is not this, and we're going to vent at the top, which will kill all of those. So I think we torch this Reconciler, because you will definitely be able to kill that one, but the Reconciler is the one that we might have a problem with. So vent at the top to kill all of those, including the Collector. And then all we have to do is get Little Fade to kill enough things that we do fine. So you are apparently getting to the top because I did not draw anything that allows me to kill you. Not great. Could play a Train Steward, which would get Endless. Don't really want Endless on the Train Steward. I do want Engulfed in Smoke on my Little Fade, though. Maybe we should play the Train Steward down here and Engulfed in Smoke it as well. Let's do that. We could burn out the Train Steward. I don't think that's a good idea. Okay, so this Reconciler is making it to the top, dealing 3 damage to the Pyre. Which means our Pyre is at 22 health. Now, we can kill both of these with torches. You are going to deal damage to the Pyre too? Oh man. That's so painful. We're going to get 4 more damage on the Pyre. But at least we can kill these 2 with torches. I do want to kill them with torches, right? I think I do. See, we've got a big unit up there, but the one problem with big units is they kill the front thing. And that's it. Unless they have multi-strike, they can't really kill more than the one thing, or sweep for that matter. So then, we want Little Fade. Kinda doesn't matter which order this is in, because... Wait a minute, you've got Spell Shield? Okay. Well, Little Fade will go here. And because of the sweep, it doesn't matter which order these are in, but we're going to play 2 Train Stewards as well. The 2 Train Stewards will die, and that's good for us. And then of course we're winning at the top here. The main question I have is there any way to make Little Fade actually do the victory? There's no way. Little Fade will die immediately. Not that we won't play it. Alright. So. We are down to 18 health. 7 damage more that turn. But I'm happy we took the trial. Okay, I like the explosives. The explosives might be really good with Endless as well. Do I want the explosive or the molten encasement, though? That's the real question. Which tomb unit do I want? I kind of want the explosive. Yes, we do want the explosive. And we could get a Welder Helper. Welder Helper... I don't mind getting back Welder Helpers, so I'm going to take a Welder Helper. Alright. I think we do need another unit, and the Merchant of Steel is pretty good to go to, because we've got the Pyrestone housing. The only problem is I really would like that 20 Pyre health right now. I would like it. Especially because I will probably want to go to the Unstable Vortex next as well. but I think that we need a unit more. So let's go to the right and get a unit. We could get the same two choices. Okay, what are the essences? Well, I guess we're going to take another Wickless Baron. Another Wickless Baron. Let's go to the Concealed Caverns. Let's hope for something good. Okay, those are interesting because I would have to lose some pyre health to get it. I think I'm going to leave. We're not going to do this one. Let's look at the Divine Temple. There's Extreme Stone. Extreme Stone goes in Vent very nicely. Let's put an Extreme Stone in Vent. Still don't really feel the need to have a Seek Stone for anything. Not really. And we're not going to do Engage Pact yet. Oh, we got the Frenzy Stone I wanted. Okay, so Frenzy Stone in this Wickless Baron. Great. So that's great. I like that that happened. I want to purge a card. If we purged a card, it would cost so much that we couldn't afford any of those. I want to purge so many cards, but it's going to be expensive to purge cards. So maybe we should put a Heartstone and a Strength Stone in this other Wickless Baron. I think we should. Heartstone and Strength Stone. We've got two good Wickless Barons, one that's ridiculous and the other one that's good. And let's move on and hope, because 18 health is not a lot to go off of. Let's see if we can survive. The constructed explosives have damage shield. Ick. Don't like to see that. So, constructed explosive up there. We want Little Fade to not die. We've got a vent that could kill that one. We could play Wickless Baron. We can actually play Engulfed in Smoke, and it might actually be pretty good. So I'm thinking Little Fade, Wickless Baron, Engulfed in Smoke, and Vent. The Vent would not quite kill that one. We would need to find a way to kill this Forged Disciple, but we would deal it a lot of damage. The Engulfed in Smoke is pretty interesting to play turn 1. Still, I think that's what I'm going to do. Little Fade first. And do we want Little Fade in front? We really do, because we actually want Little Fade to die sometimes. So the Wickless Baron in back. We play Engulfed in Smoke. And we vent to kill one of them. This one will probably kill next turn. The Little Fade with Stealth is actually really nice. I like the Little Fade with Stealth. Alright, so this Wickless Baron can go on the second floor very nicely. Let's just start with that. You also get Endless. Don't mind that. Down here, we're not really doing much of anything. We're doing some damage. We might want to either torch this one to save some health on you, or torch one of these, torch this one, for example. Let's torch this one. That way, you can definitely kill those two next turn. Now, The constructed explosive comes to the bottom this turn. Ho-ho, we got the welder helper. The welder helper can add a bunch of armor to Little Fade, which I kind of like. And then we've got the torches, which don't do a whole lot. Let's play the welder helper. Armor on Little Fade is good. We're now killing this one. And then what do we do with these two? I guess those two are just dying just fine and you're taking very little damage. So let's do the torches down here. Both on you. Okay, we've got a lot of cards in the deck that I think are not great in our deck anymore. The votive key does work against reform. That's the main problem with the votive key. The Entombed Explosive could do some good things. As it turns out right now, this one is dying from Little Fade. Is that good for me? I think it's fine. This one dying from Little Fade actually makes it so that Little Fade comes back into our deck and gains some spikes and attack. Alright, I'll let Little Fade die. So what we're going to do up here is put the Entombed Explosive here. It will get Endless. It will kill this one. And then you are going to do some of the damage shield on Daedalus, I guess. In that case, let's hit Daedalus some more. Do I want to play the Train Steward? If I played the Train Steward, I could play the Train Steward so that it dies to the Constructed Explosive. And then that means that you will die from this one, and that means that you will take no damage. Alright. The Train Steward doesn't fit. Right, Train Stewards are awful. Constructed Explosive at the top. We got both of our units back that had Endless. The Entombed Explosive works pretty well without Endless. I think I want Endless on Little Fade to continue, because we can always put Little Fade in the back at the end. So what do we want, therefore? I think we want Little Fade to have Endless. And I think we want the Entombed Explosive to go in front. So that you kill the Entombed Explosive, it kills you, and then you die to Little Fade. That does mean that you don't die, which is kind of annoying. On the other hand, we could put the Entombed Explosive at the top, just deal some damage to Daedalus. That means that you wouldn't die. Which I don't like. Let's put it down here. So now Little Fade is getting better permanently, which is one of the things that we want to happen. And then we can play the Train Steward up here so that it just dies, gets out of the deck. We could reform it at some point. And Torch Daedalus. Great. Now then, I think we win at the bottom. We are not yet winning at the bottom, but we have not played Little Fade yet. And we'll play Little Fade in the back. And then we are going to play a Vent. And we're going to play a Fortify. Fortify on... Putting a Fortify on either of them doesn't really do anything. Fortify on you, then. Think that it does nothing, though. Alright, and we are winning. I hope Little Fade is dealing the final blow. But it would be hard to make sure that that happens. Yes, Little Fade did deal the final blow. Gets more spikes. Alright, Dark Deal is questionable. Resonant Pack, apply Endless to a friendly unit. We really don't need that. Do we take Dark Deal? What would we do with Dark Deal? Adding Rage to you is really nice, and you will probably have a lot of health. And Dark Deal does have the thing where it's 5 damage as well. I think I'm going to take this because I think we could actually try it out this time, and this is one of the few times I could try it out. This one is pointless. We don't need Endless on another unit. Okay, so we have choices. I do kind of like the Steelworker, because with Little Fade, the Steelworker can give health to Little Fade, basically. What if we did the Wickless Tycoon and sacrificed it? Don't think that's very useful. We could get the Demon Fiend with the intent on sacrificing it. The Demon Fiend with the intent on sacrificing it is kind of interesting. We could make this Wickless Baron an absolute monster. It would take up 4 space, but it would be a monster. Or we could get the Steelworker because it's okay. One of the reasons that I'm thinking about getting something to keep, like the Steelworker, and keeping it, is that we can make it a lot better with Pyrestone Housing, and we might have enough units that they might not all have Endless. Still, though, what do we do? I think we take the Steelworker. Do I want Light of Seraph, Herzl's Compound, or Fell's Remorse? That's always a hard question. I think Fell's Remorse doesn't do a whole lot in our deck. Not a whole lot. We have X-cost cards, but X-cost cards that don't get a whole lot of benefit from playing them for more Ember. And I think we get Herzl's Compound. I don't think we currently need the capacity, so Herzl's Compound. The generally good for all decks option. So as much as I would like to get that Pyre health, I think we really need this Unstable Vortex. So we're going to the right. I don't think we need this unit. Deranged Brute. Rage on friendly units adds an additional 3 per stat. Okay. You know, it does work with the card that I just added, the Dark Deal. I'm tempted to play with one of these. I kind of do want more units in the deck, is one of the things. Let's take the Deranged Brute. Alright, how many units do we have? We've got Little Fade, we've got the Entombed Explosive, we've got Deranged Brute, Steelworker, Train Stewards that we want to get rid of, Welder Helper, and 2 Wickless Barons. That's plenty. That might be too much. It's hard to tell. Let's remove 2 of the train stewards. That will definitely help that glut of units that we have. I really want to know what the upgrade to the champion will be. So this one gets quick and endless, which we kind of already have endless on our champion. The benefit, though, is the extinguish ability. Because our little Fade could just die a whole lot. I'm very tempted to go down Little Icarus because I want to see what going down Little Icarus constantly does. But the quick and the extinguish is really nice. Let's go down Eternal Flame with the Little Icarus. So we've got 1 Little Icarus, we're going to get 1 Eternal Flame. The fact that it adds Endless is kind of pointless. So I'm going to look in here real quick. Stacked Stone is one of the things I wanted to see. That's nice. Can't buy many. And let's look at this Divine Horde. Alright, Sketches of Salvation. Interesting. Scorching Restraints. Interesting. Tempered Talisman is okay. Could backfire with Dark Deal. Sketches of Salvation. I kind of want that. I mean, it's weird. Especially because I have too many units in the deck to make the most use of it. Maybe we just take Scorching Restraints because it's helpful. Let's do Scorching Restraints. It's helpful. And the Merchant of Magic, we're getting Stack Stone. We're putting that on Engulfed in Smoke so that we get Stealth 4 on our units. I really want that because it really makes it so that we can deal with bosses better. That's kind of our boss effect. So, let's get that. Surge Stone. I want that on a torch so that we get rid of the torches. Because we're not going to be able to purge all the cards that I want to purge. And let's go into the next battle. Still don't feel very confident. We could have Spikes 4. I will turn that on. I don't really mind my units dying that much, so let's put that on. The main problem with doing that is this Wickless Baron with the multi-strike, and the fact that my Pyre could take damage from it. Alright, so we can play a bunch of units. Kind of like playing a bunch of units. You have Spikes 15. Spikes 15 is kind of not enough, actually. So I think at the bottom, we want to play the Wickless Baron. Which one do we want Endless? Little Fade already has Endless, so adding Endless to a different unit is actually kind of nice. The Welder Helper could have Endless, for example, although that's not the most important thing to have Endless. The Deranged Brute, we could just do Deranged Brute and Wickless Baron at the bottom, put Little Fade on the next floor. Interesting. Deranged Brute at the bottom with the Wickless Baron. What do I think about that? I think it's not bad. So which one do I want to have Endless out of those? Probably the... I mean, the Wickless Baron is probably not going to die. So probably the Deranged Brute. we have Endless on that. And that one goes in front. So you've got Endless, you're going to deal a fair amount of damage, and then you are going to deal a good amount of damage. That kills that one. Great. And then we're going to play Little Fade, which has Endless on it, and the Welder Helper behind Little Fade. Okay, fortify what? Maybe we could fortify you because we don't want you to die? I don't know. Could fortify Little Fade. Let's fortify you. You're one of the few things that does not have Endless. Alright. Our units have a lot of attack because of Scorching Restraints and because of the Deranged Brute. The Deranged Brute adds more to the rage. So we cannot kill you currently. We want to put something at the top that can kill the Collector. That could just be Vent, though. We are going to play Weight of Contrition. So Weight of Contrition goes away. That means I could play one unit and Vent. The one unit that I will play has Endless if I play it. Wickless Baron could have Endless. Sure. We want it to be in the back, though, because we want that one to die before the Wickless Baron does. And the fact that you're dying is not too bad. We can just replay you next turn. And Vent. Oh, the Collector. We cannot Vent because the Collector has 3 health now. Well, we could put the Steelworker at the top to get the Collector. I will do that. It's not the best use of the Steelworker, especially because of the Ember Drain. However, I really want that money. I really do want the money. Now then, Deranged Brute, you came back. You are dying. You are dying and killing this one. Do I want that to happen? Perhaps. Especially because you have an Extinguish ability too. So we actually want you to die. Alright. That solved that question. We're going to play the Deranged Brute at the bottom. With Endless again. We're going to play Engulfed in Smoke at the bottom. And then a Vent. Which doesn't kill you, but it does kill that one. And that's worth it. I don't want to play it here because it would kill this one, and our Little Fade would no longer die. We actually want the Little Fade to die. Alright. Little Fade extinguishes for the first time. We get to play Little Fade again. Extinguish does not have the permanent effect. Only the Slay has the permanent effect, by the way. Have to remember that little point. So Little Fade is going here, going to kill that one so that we can Slay again. Down here we can kill this one and this one. Seems nice. Little Fade died again? Oh, because of the... Aha. Because of the spikes on the enemy units, of course. That is what we wanted to happen, basically. I guess what we do this time is we play Little Fade here and we Dark Deal Little Fade? Maybe not. It's actually not too bad of an idea. Let's do it. And then... Ooh, we could Primitive Mold the Welder Helper. I think we don't care, because where would we put it? We would put it there. I don't know, let's do that. Little Fade, or not Little Fade, get the Welder Helper back with the Reform, and put the Welder Helper here. And you burn out, which means that Wickless Baron harvests again. Don't really need to feel the need to play Wicklash. Alright. So then, I think we're going to win at the bottom. But if we don't win at the bottom, I hope we can win with Little Fade. We are not winning at the bottom. We could just play Engulfed in Smoke and win at the bottom, though. Let me think about this. How much do we want to guarantee our victory at the bottom versus win with Little Fade and get another Slay trigger? I think we want another Slay trigger. So first let's Dark Deal one of you guys. Let's put Little Fade on... Oh, we're already winning now. Never mind, alright. Didn't realize that the 1 damage... Oh, yeah. The 1 damage was making that big of a difference. Alright, we did not win with Little Fade. And there's no way that Little Fade can get a Slay. So, alright. There it is. I was trying to win with Little Fade on the 2nd floor. And I accidentally won at the bottom. Alright. That's fine. We get Hell's Banners. Ooh. Kind of nice. Let's collect it. Subsuming Blade. So we definitely don't want Sacred Wicks. We don't want resin removal? Do we not want resin removal? Buff effects are in green. Buff effects are in green. So that would do a certain number of different interesting things. Let's take it and hopefully use it well. March of Shields, not sure that I care about the shields that much. Maybe, maybe not. Branding Right we definitely do not want, right? Don't think we want Branding Right. Tiresome Climb is not bad. Tiresome Climb is not bad. Now that we have Hell's Banners, we can afford things that cost 2. March of Shields is interesting because of Little Fade. Let's take it. I'm trying to consciously add more healing type things to my deck. So I want to go to the Unstable Vortex. Removing 2 cards really helps this deck. What would we duplicate? We could duplicate Engulfed in Smoke. We could duplicate... We could duplicate the Wickless Baron that we've been putting so much into. If we did that, we would probably want to sacrifice something on top of it before we duplicate it. And I'm not sure that if I want to do that or not. We could do the Steelworker, sacrifice that on top of the Wickless Baron, and then duplicate it. It would give us a lot of pack shards. Alright, I'm willing to do that. Get some gold. Remove 2 cards. We're going to remove a Train Steward and then one of the Primitive Molds, because the Primitive Molds are quite bad right now. Quite bad. They usually do nothing. For that matter, the Hallowed Drippings usually does nothing. So, Divine Temple. Ooh, I want the Extreme Stone too. This is getting more questionable as I keep wanting to add things. So the Engage Pact, I'm thinking about sacrificing Steelworker on top of this Wickless Baron. I think that is worth it. So Steelworker, we're going to sacrifice you. Put you on our chunky Wickless Baron. Alright. And then we're going to duplicate that Wickless Baron, which is probably going to add enough pack shards that were already done. Alright. So we've got 100 pack shards already. Do I want to make it 115 to get Extreme Stone? I guess so. Let's put this in Vent so that both of our vents are useful. Okay. So, I could have made a drastic mistake there, but let's see how it goes. Hey, you know what? We can remove Stealth on the Crystal Cloak with the card that we added to our deck. Non-boss enemy units get multi-strike. With the threat level extreme, I don't think I'm going to turn that on. I kind of think we could, but I'm not going to. Alright, so Little Fade down here could kill 2 of them, no problem. And, of course, the Steelworker Wickless Baron goes at the bottom. So Little Fade already has Endless. We just gave that one Endless. That's fine. Should have thought about the Endless, though. So Little Fade is going to go here. You're going to kill that one. So you kill that one, and then this one attacks you and you kill it. Or we could play Entombed Explosive so that you don't take any damage. Kind of like that. Let's do that too. So the Entombed Explosive goes in the front. Now Little Fade is dying and killing 2 things. This Wickless Baron is going to go on the 2nd floor, even though it's not the special Wickless Baron. The special Wickless Baron we might want to add Endless to anyway. I don't know. Now then, we do have the Deranged Brute. Little Fade can go down here and kill... Ooh, I don't like that you're in the back. Really don't like that you're in the back. But we could add armor to Little Fade, which means Little Fade will kill a lot more things. I like that. Do we want the Deranged Brute to have Endless? Because it could have Endless on one of these floors. We could put it on floor 2 with Endless. We could vent the Collector. I think I'm going to vent the Collector. So I think Deranged Brute has Endless. So Deranged Brute goes here, has Endless. Little Fade goes here, also always has Endless. And then we play the Welder Helper behind it, so that Little Fade gets the armor, so that you guys basically hit yourself on these spikes. March of Shields can add even more armor to you. How is this working so far? So you die quickly, and then you guys have more attack, so you deal 4 damage and die. You deal 16 damage and die, and then you deal damage and die. So let's do that again. So 4 damage and then 16 damage. So that deals 20. So Little Fade has 2 more health. You are dealing... how much damage? 8 damage? So if we do March of the Shields, then you also hit Little Fade. That means that the Welder Helper doesn't die this turn. And the Little Fade deals you 27 more damage. Let's do it. I like that change. The Welder Helper is getting bigger, which I'm not sure if I want that. I think I want it to die eventually. There we go. Little Fade killed a whole bunch of things. Got a whole lot more spikes. The Steelworker can go at the top. That's definitely where we want the Steelworker. So let's put the Steelworker, Wickless Baron at the top, with Endless on it. Now, nothing should make it so far. So Little Fade really doesn't get much health here. Let's see here. If we play Little Fade with the Fortify, however, so Little Fade plus the Fortify means that Little Fade kills a couple of them. Great. I don't think that we want to torch them, though. I think we probably want to Dark Deal our own guy. Deal 5 damage, apply Rage 7. We could do that to any of them. Let's do that. Deal 5 damage, Rage 7. And then let's deal... Let's see here. Consume... Oh, the Consume pile has a thing in it. Cool. Let's use Primitive Mold to get that. And put it on floor 2. Great. And then let's torch this back one, so it takes a little bit more damage. Alright, Little Fade, I believe, is getting 2 more kills this turn. Great. So Little Fade is very much increasing attack and spikes. This time, Little Fade can kill that one, no problem. We could play Engulfed in Smoke. There's 2 things to reform. That's kind of nice. Let's play Primitive Mold first, so that we know what we get. The Welder Helper. Alright, Little Fade in front, down at the bottom. And I don't want the Welder Helper to have Endless, so we're not going to play it first. The Welder Helper goes here, gives 20 armor, which means more things die against Little Fade. Actually, Little Fade doesn't even die this time. That's surprising. Alright. And what else? We can torch you. Torch you Engulfed in Smoke on this floor. Just in case you guys start mattering sometime. And we'll not play the vent because we want these things to die to Little Fade. Getting Little Fade to have lots and lots of permanent attack and spikes is one of the things that we're trying to do. So, Primitive Mold. Alright, Burnout 2, apply Armor 20. Unfortunately, we got this resin removal at the wrong turn because we wanted it next turn. Oh well. Still, Armor 20. And I don't think I want to give you Wicklash, do I? I guess I do. And then what else do we have? An Entombed Explosive that could have Burnout 2? Sure. Burnout 2 on this Entombed Explosive, we'll put it here. And then Wicklash on you. So that we're going to deal more damage to the boss, potentially? Probably not, because the boss is going to have stealth. Alright, we are not winning, of course. We can play the torch here. We don't have anything to primitive mold. We could play Wicklash again, but that doesn't really do much. See, you're going to kill Little Fade in 2 hits. I think you are going to do a fair amount of damage, but not enough. Let's play Wicklash on... Do I want it on you? I guess so, because Primitive Mold could get other things. I don't know, I kind of want you to die so we could potentially put Little Fade there. Okay, let's play Wicklash on this, just in case it matters. Let's torch the boss, because that does perhaps matter. And at least Little Fade kills that protector there. And there's no more stealth on the boss. So the boss should die here. We do have a Little Fade. Little Fade does a lot of damage. Alright, so if we play Little Fade in the back, I think we win. Yes, the real question is, do we win with Little Fade? I'm not going to worry about it too much, just click end turn. See if Little Fade wins. Oh, Little Fade, of course, did not win, because she died. How did Little Fade die? I don't know. Couldn't have had burnout. I don't know. How did Little Fade die? Gonna have to look back at that. Mortal Entrapment is okay. Crushing Demise is not bad. It really is a way to take care of certain problems. I don't think we want Mortal Entrapment. I don't really think we want it. I'm thinking about it in terms of bosses. I don't think we want it. I am going to take Crushing Demise. Crushing Demise just solves some problems sometimes. Do I want another March of Shields? Maybe? Maybe? I don't know. We'll take it. I don't know if it's a good idea, but we'll take it. Now, I do want to remove more cards. And Merchants of Steel are good, because we have 3 slots in every one of our monsters. And we do have a couple more monsters to put things in. Alright, let's go to the right. No more pack shards. Don't take any more pack shards. So Unstable Vortex, I think the Hallowed Drippings are quite bad. Let's remove one of those. And then consider removing the other one. Because we have Wicklash, and not many things actually have burnout. Let's remove it. No more Hallowed Drippings in the deck. And then Merchant of Steel. Frenzy Stone. I like my Frenzy Stones. Let's just add that to probably this other Wickless Baron. Alright, both my Wickless Barons have Frenzy Stones. Heartstone could go on Deranged Brute, as well as a Strength Stone. And then, do we reroll? I think we do. Large Stone. I don't think I want Large Stone on anything. I'm really depending on these things only taking up 1 slot. Alright, so that was unfortunate. I think we'll just take the Battle Stone. Ooh, actually, Wickstone? Let's put Wickstone on the Entombed Explosive? Yeah, let's put Wickstone on the Entombed Explosive. Kind of a weird choice, but I'm totally doing it. And Battlestone on Deranged Brute. Alright, we have enough to purge. Let's purge another card. And at this point, I'm probably purging a Torch or a Primitive Mold. Let's purge a Torch. And then next one is probably Primitive Mold. Alright, Fell the Wings of Light. Let's go. Threat level extreme. Alabaster Guardians have multi-strike. Fell empowers units with rage. We have to kill those Alabaster Guardians quickly, because the units behind them are a problem. Okay, so Little Fade can do some damage at least. We got both of the really good Wickless Barons. I want the one at the bottom to have Endless, I think. So you will have Endless, I think. You will have Endless. You will not have Endless. Little Fade goes at the bottom. Will die very quickly, but will deal a whole bunch of damage to you. And then let's vent. Yeah, there's no reason to torch anything. Let's just vent. There we go. Little Fade, I don't think you kill anything. Unless that Alabaster Guardian attacks for 0. Maybe you do kill something. Nope, you died before you had a chance. Alright. So Little Fade is back, with Endless again, of course. We could Crushing Demise on the top floor. I like that. Just kill this Alabaster Guardian immediately. Crushed. Little Fade could go down here with March of the Shields. Do we want this Wickless Baron to have Endless? Probably not. Having too many units with Endless is bad, I think. So you are not going to get Endless. So Little Fade, we play you first. We play March of Shields, so that you kill all of those things, I think. Well, no, because you die too quickly to kill all of them. And then, ooh, we remove buff effects from enemies. That includes those rage. How about that? Remove buff effects from that. But first, the Wickless Baron, so that we get the Hell's Banners stuff. Ember, as it were. There we go. Now you do kill everything. Great. So Little Fade is leveling up. I do like the leveling up of Little Fade. Now then, where do we want our Deranged Brute? And where do we want Little Fade? The Deranged Brute could have Endless, could not have Endless. Let's have it not have Endless. We want the Entombed Explosive to have Endless, though. So, Entombed Explosive in the front here. You already get Burnout. I wonder what Burnout and Endless does for you. I don't know. And then, where do we put our Little Fade? I guess we do put it in the middle, or in the let's do this in the right order. So, is there a right order? Okay, you're not going to have Endless. We're going to play Little Fade. We're going to play March of Shields on Little Fade. Little Fade does die, but kills this one. And then the Burnout... This Burnout 1 is going to do what for who? I guess it will do nothing if we play it at the bottom. Let's play it somewhere else? Question mark? Let's play it somewhere else. Because we do want it to actually explode. The Deranged Brute doesn't really fit anywhere now. The Welder Helper could make Little Fade survive this turn. I think that's actually okay. Let's do that. The Welder Helper dies, which is okay too. And Deranged Brute, do we want you at the top? I guess yes. I guess yes. Alright. Hard decision sometimes. Things are dying at the bottom, which means the harvest is happening quite frequently. Okay, I see something nice here, because if we do Torch on you, Little Fade kills you immediately. Let's do that. And then... Little Fade is not dying. We could fortify. We do actually have things here to Primitive Mold. Let's do Primitive Mold. The Welder Helper, I actually like that a lot. Let's add more armor to Little Fade. Add even more armor to Little Fade. And let's do Dark Deal on... See, I wanted to do on you, but I also kind of want to do it on this one where you are. Let's do it on this one this time, though. So that we do more to Fell the Wings of Light this turn. Alright, Little Fade immediately kills you. I like that. We could play Engulfed in Smoke at the bottom. I don't know if I really want that to happen, though. Let's just keep playing the Welder Helper at the bottom. Welder Helper can burn out constantly, give you even more effects. The Engulfed in Smoke can go on either of the other floors, though. Put it on the second floor. And then what? Don't really want to give you more burnout, so we won't. Let's use Torch and Event. Alright. I think we've got this one won. It's really about the boss at this point, and I'm pretty sure we take out the boss no problem. So here's the Welder Helper yet again, Endless Burnout 1. It's kind of funny, but it works for me. March of Shields you again. Do we Dark Deal you again? Of course we do. And then Torch Fell the Wings of Light a couple times. Alright. I think I like it. I think I like what we're doing. You are still stealthy, not that that matters. Let's add even more armor to Little Fade. It would be nice if Little Fade killed one of these, though, which is not currently happening at all. Primitive Mold. Oh yeah, we definitely want that. Primitive Mold, the Entombed Explosive. Let's put it here. And then, right. No more. Alright, a little fade. We're not winning. Engulfed in Smoke almost certainly wins. Let's do Engulfed in Smoke and win. Alright. So little fade. I don't know if you're dealing the final hit. It's unlikely, based on how much damage is being done by you two. But let's go. Let's see it. Oh, the spikes! The spikes killed it. So Little Fade did get the slay. Great. We could do Ally of the Ancients. Another armor thing. The Wax and Spike isn't terrible. Devour in Death. I wonder how good that one is. It's another exploding unit. Huh. The only problem is that if you don't harvest at all, then Devour of Death doesn't do anything. I wonder if you bring it back with Reform, whether it keeps the soul count or not. I don't know. I think I'm going to take Alloy of the Ancients. Let's get more armor. And then the big question here is Light of Seraph or Herzl's Compound. And I really think Herzl's Compound is the way to go. Herzl's Compound all the way down. Ooh, a special event. Ho-ho! The child eventually grew tired of judgment and bored. Oh, I can get a divine artifact. Huh. Alright, the child eventually grew tired of judgment and bored of this realm, so we sent you judges, Herzl first and Malika soon after. We thought it best to leave you to your own survival. Ultimately, your free will led to your own demise, as well as others of divinity. Now you are all just grains of sand in an endless desert of time, though I will admit I have sensed a merging of late, part of my divinity slipping away into your own soul. I suspect it to be part of our shared pact, a consequence of the collapsing of time. Does this give you hope? It does. It does, actually. And this time, I think we're going to take the Divine Artifact, because I'm not extremely confident about winning the next battle, so let's make it a lot more confident. Now, Divine Mark of an Exile is awful. Divine Mark of a Champion is really good. And Divine Infused Mallet still seems not great. So Divine Mark of a Champion. Let's make sure we win the next battle. I do not understand the mechanics of hope, but I can respect the strength it gives. Your world is of no consequence to me, and the sins committed against me are done and paid for, but I cannot allow the rules of this loop to lapse. We will continue to fight, but perhaps we can fight with respect. Alright, I'm down with that. So then, we get a free artifact, Merchant of Magic, and Concealed Caverns, or we get some gold, a Merchant of Trinkets that we could barely afford 1, and 20 Pyre Health. As much as I like the 20 Pyre Health, really seems like the left path is the way. So maybe we're never healing our Pyre? Maybe we're never healing our Pyre. Okay, well, hopefully the Pyre will do fine at 78. Let's look at the artifact first. Extinguish abilities trigger an additional time. We've got 2 extinguish abilities. The Unbroken Horn, we do have a way to get lots of Ember, and we do have lots of Draw. Both of these seem pretty good. The extinguish abilities that we have are the Little Fade extinguish ability and the Entombed Explosive extinguish ability, both of which are quite nice. I think we might take that Wax Snuffer. If we conserved Ember between turns, does that do much? I don't think it does much. Alright. Wax Snuffer it is. And then Concealed Caverns. What do we have? We have a merchant. A consumable card from one of these clans. So I really don't want the Melting Remnant. We've already removed a couple of Melting Remnant consumable cards from the deck. The Awoken consumable cards, I can't really remember what those are. Yeah, I don't think I remember what consumable cards the Awoken has. Which means it would be kind of random, but it would be an Awoken consume. Awoken consumes would add health and spikes, maybe? Wormkin has a ton of consumable cards. Could be anything, including something that has to do with echoes. So I think Awoken is the way, and I just don't know what we're going to get. Okay, I'll take that. Apply Regen 5. Sure. Now what? Now we go to the Merchant of Magic, or let's upgrade our champion. So, Little Icarus 2 or Eternal Flame 2? Eternal Flame 2 means that we get more attack and health on Extinguish. Or we get more attack and spikes permanently. We're getting close to the end where the permanent effects don't matter as much. But still, how much are we going to slay? We might slay a fair amount. Versus how much do we extinguish? We kind of do both of those a lot, though. It's very hard to choose which one. I think I'm going to go Little Icarus 2. Keep going down the permanent buffs for a little bit longer. Remember, by the way, that the next battle we've got the Divine Mark of a Champion. Holdover. Holdover on something. Could be interesting. We could put a holdover on Vent. And Vent every turn. I don't know that I like that much. I don't know that I want any of those to have holdover. Whereas I do want Surge Stone on another torch. We could reroll. Don't think a reroll is a good idea. We could get an Ember Stone. I think that's a good idea. March of Shields could get an Ember Stone. It is the thing that we're basically going to play every time we draw it, compared to anything else, so let's get March of Shields to have an Ember Stone. Okay, and we're keeping the rest of our money for a trinket next time, probably. Alright, let's go. Now, enemy units enter with armor 20. Should not be too much of a problem, because our champion has extra attack, right? Armor 20 just doesn't seem very significant. Let's turn it on, I think. Okay, the back unit being big and scary is bad. The fact that we have Vent in our hand means that kind of that doesn't matter too much. So if we do the Vent, well, we can't do the Vent first. Darn. These are going to deal a lot of damage to whatever is out there, which probably is going to be the Wickless Baron. Okay, so the Wickless Baron goes out first. Gets Endless on it. Then we play Vent, kill all of those. Now, Little Fade, we do want you to come out here. You're not going to kill anything, but that's okay. You don't have to kill everything every time. The Deranged Brute, where do we want you? Do we want you on the second floor? Let's put you on the second floor. And then... Ooh, you're dying. How about that? Didn't expect that to happen? Do I want to use up my torch? Yes, let's consume the torch. Alright, so. Little Fade, you deal so much damage. Right, of course, the Divine Mark of a Champion. You deal so much damage that we do actually kill that one. The Collector will definitely die. Question is, do we want one of these things to have Endless on it? I think we want this to have Endless on it, and it's definitely going here. So you have Endless, and you go here. Little Fade is going down here, and killing this one. No problem, right? Should we play Vent first? We might want to play Vent first. It wouldn't even kill those. Oh. How about that? Well, let's play Little Fade then. Now, all of those are dying. You are getting a fair amount of damage, which I don't like, but it's because Little Fade is dying really quickly. You know, Little Fade kills this one, and then... yeah. This one kills Little Fade. And then you get a whole bunch of damage. Does playing Event here change anything? It does now because we have more Ember. But Little Fade just dies. And that's not great. Putting the March of Shields on Little Fade doesn't do anything. So I think what we do is we play March of Shields on you. I think we play this Wickless Baron at the top floor. And then we don't play the Vent. And then we do play this Dark Deal. I think we're going to play this Dark Deal here this time. So that you get lots of rage. Alright. Glad that we killed the Collector. I don't like that our bottom unit is taking so much damage. Let's see if we can avoid that this time. Unfortunately, when you die, you deal 10 damage. Still... oh, the Wildwood Sap is good on you. Alright. Let's do... I'm thinking about Engulfed in Smoke first, before playing Little Fade. Thinking about it, I don't want Little Fade to be stealth, because I want the spikes to deal lots of damage. But I do kind of want you to be stealth. So yeah, let's play the Engulfed in Smoke first. And then we'll play the Wildwood Sap on you, so that you gain health. Let's play Little Fade right here. And put a Fortify. Fortify on Little Fade doesn't do anything, because Little Fade still dies from the 10 damage. So, Fortify on you, I guess. Alright. So. Little Fade is killing and dying again. It's a very common cycle with Little Fade. Crushing Demise... Crushing Demise I would do if this one got to the top, but it's not going to get to the top. I do want to play you in the front somewhere, because you burn out, and I like that. How much does Little Fade have in terms of attack? Because when I play it, it's going to get 100% attack. Alright, I think you kill that one. That's awesome. Alright, so Little Fade... I want you to have Endless with the Burnout. Let's put you here with Endless and Burnout. Nope, you don't fit. Right. Do we want the Welder Helper to go on Little Fade? We do. So, Entombed Explosive. We want you to go up here so that we get you next turn. And you have Burnout, so we won't get the Ember Drain. So, Little Fade, you're going here. And we're going to play a Welder Helper to give you more health, so that you kill more of those, probably. I think we do. I think it does do more of those. And then even more health. We could reform, but we don't have anything to reform. And let's deal you 2 damage. Alright. Good turn. Little Fade does do a ridiculous amount of damage. That's important to me. Basically, every turn, Little Fade gets to do a whole lot of damage. So, Little Fade, let's do the Entombed Explosive. Right here. Let's play Little Fade right here. And let's use Primitive Molds to get back our armor unit. So we can put armor on Little Fade again. And then this armor, I don't know if we want to put on Little Fade, though. Let's put it on you. And everybody's dying at the bottom, so I don't feel any need to play the torch. Alright. We are doing great. I could have played the torch just to consume it, though. Alright. Little Fade is slaying a whole lot of things, though. By the way. Now then. Little Fade needs to go in the back for the last bit. Because that 247 attack is ridiculous. So Little Fade goes in the back. But maybe we play the Entombed Explosive first. Entombed Explosive gets Endless with the Burnout 1. We play Little Fade in the back. Let's play a Dark Deal on you, just in case we get there, so that you've got 13 Rage. Alright. I think that's good. Now then, we're not winning, but we're not winning by a very small margin. Let's put... Oh, we could play Engulfed in Smoke and definitely win. Let's play Engulfed in Smoke and definitely win. Alright. And Little Fade is likely to have the last hit too, as well as the first hit. Oh, nope. The Wickless Baron got it that time. Alright. Do we want anything here? The Remnant Host, I kind of don't want. The Mortal Entrapment, I'm thinking about adding that because of adding Dazed to Seraph or the Last Divinity is actually pretty good. And they're always going to be damaged. Alright, I'm taking it for that reason. Pyre Chopper we definitely do not need. We could get even another March of Shields. I don't think I'm going to take another one. The Battering Ram isn't terrible, but I'm just going to skip these. Alright, so last bit. Which way do we want to go? Probably remove 2 more cards. The Merchant of Steel, how much do we still have the Merchant of Steel to do? I mean, we have the Entombed Explosive and the Welder Helper, which could be upgraded some more. They're not the best units to get upgrades on, but still. I think I want to remove 2 more cards, so we're going to the left. Most likely I'm using this money in the Merchant of Trinkets. In fact, let's look at the Merchant of Steel first to see what we're dealing with. The Wickstone... The Wickstone, we can add Burnout to our Imp if we wanted. I don't know how much I want to add Burnout to the Imp. I don't know. Adding 25 health to the Imp might be bad for us, actually. Let's not do those. Let's look at the Merchant of Trinkets. When a friendly unit dies, apply plus 10 attack to that unit. That seems really good. The Rail Hammer also seems pretty good. Let's get both of those. The Rail Hammer and the Resin Block. Okay. I don't really want the Trader's Quill, right? It would be all of my money. We do have a couple consume cards. We don't play consume cards very frequently. I think it's not that great. We could re-roll, but I guess we won't be able to afford it because of Covenant rank 18. It would cost too much. Divine Temple, we're probably not doing anything here. The Value Stone on Mortal Entrapment would be good, though. Alright, I guess we are going to do that. Go up to a clean 130 pack shards. Never really needed the Seek Stone for anything. It's fine with Crushing Demise. But otherwise, I don't really need anything first. Alright, what do I want to do next? Unstable Vortex. So we are removing a Primitive Mold. And then the question is another Torch or a Primitive Mold? I think a Torch. Now, Merchant of Steel. I think we re-roll here. Given unit Endless. We have so many sources of Endless, it's ridiculous. I will take the Fury Stone. Just don't know what I'm going to put it on. I guess the Fury Stone works well on the Welder Helper, because we usually put it behind our champion. If we do that, do we give it a Heartstone too? I don't think so. The Entombed Explosive could get a Heartstone, especially because it has Burnout 1. Ooh, I actually like that. I didn't think of that before, but I like it. And then we still have enough money to purge a card. So let's purge one last time. And I think we purge a Torch now. Yeah, let's purge this Torch. So we've got 2 torches that have Consume and no other torches. Alright, final gauntlet. I think we built a pretty strange deck. Let's see how it does. So, melee weakness to your front units, gains attack on rally and incant. Unfortunately, those are not things we could remove with our resin removal. Alright, got a pretty good set of things to put out here at the beginning. Little Fade kills that one immediately, and then dies to Seraph the Patient. I think that's going to be the way of it most of the time. We could stop that from happening with Alloy of the Ancients. Oh, we could have it so that Little Fade survives the Lightwing's attack. And then gets killed by Seraph the Patient. Okay. So, obviously we're going to play one of these first. They're both the same. Because we want one of those to have Endless. We're going to put one in the middle floor, too. We are going to play Little Fade in front, so that Little Fade dies. We're going to play the Welder Helper, so that Little Fade doesn't die too fast. You're getting a lot of attack value. You know what? I think that's just going to happen. And then what? The Torch doesn't do that much. The March of the Shields, it gives a lot of shields, but it's not enough to do anything there, so let's just put it on you. In fact, we could put Alloy of the Ancients on you too. Sure. And then don't play the Torch for now. Oh, right, you've got Trample, so you killed my Imp. Okay, I didn't realize that you were going to kill the Imp. It's okay, though. Don't mind that you killed the Imp. We could kill everything at the bottom with a Vent. Would I rather just play Little Fade, though, which would also kill both of the things at the bottom? Probably. I kind of want the Deranged Brute here, with Endless on it. Let's do that. And then... oh, Mortal Entrapment! We can Dazed our boss. I like it. I like it. Let's play Little Fade first, though. Little Fade goes down here. And then we play the Wickless Baron up here. Let's play Mortal Entrapment on the boss. And then, do we play any of these? We could play Vent in the center, deal some damage to the boss. We could even play the Torch there to deal some damage to the boss. I think we play the Fortify on you. You know, let's deal some damage to the boss. Oh, we don't have enough Ember for Torch because I played Vent. Right. Needed to play those in the other order. Whoops. Alright. We did not get what I wanted the most at the top, but we did get Engulfed in Smoke, which is kind of just as good. I wanted to get the Entombed Explosive. So Little Fade at the bottom does not quite kill you. However, if we play the Vent at the bottom, then this one dies anyway, so it would make it so that you don't get any damage, which is what we like. Let's do that. Oh, the March of the Shields actually does it. Oh, right. I forget that we get extra armor out of these because of the Railhammer. The Railhammer is quite good. Because if we play this now, then you get no damage because Little Fade survives this attack, and this one dies against the Thorns. 108 Thorns, by the way. Great. Now then, let's play Stealth on the unit at the top, I guess. Right? Actually, how good is that? I don't know. Let's play Stealth in the middle. And then let's play Vent at the top. Vent at the top. Alright. Well, Seraph the Patient is going down, and I think we might draw enough cards that we get to Dazed Seraph the Patient quite frequently. Not every single time, but quite frequently. The resin removal can remove that rage. Other than that, it doesn't do anything. Alright. Little Fade does go well here. So let's do that first. Little Fade kills this one. We don't kill this one, though, which is annoying. I think we do play the Wildwood Sap on our bottom unit here. And we might as well play Dark Deal. I think that doesn't remove the melee weakness, because that's an attack thing. Is playing the resin removal even worth it? Because it removes this 3 rage. That's really not worth it. Let's play the Dark Deal on you. And then be done with this turn, I think. We could get our Welder Helper back. Let's play the Primitive Mold somewhere where Seraph is not, and get the Welder Helper back. The Burnout 1 is fine. Oh, and then Little Fade survives. How about that? Great. Oh, the resin removal can remove the melee weakness. I should actually play that every time I draw it. Okay, we'll try to remember that next time. The Mortal Entrapment came again. Great. So what are we doing? Where's our Little Fade? Oh, you survive. I forgot that you survive. So Little Fade doesn't have enough to kill this one. But if we play Merchant of Shields, it does. The Entombed Explosive we want to play with Endless somewhere. Could be at the bottom. But honestly, I don't know why we'd put it at the bottom. It would keep Little Fade alive again. And this one wouldn't die on Little Fade? No, let's play it at the top. And then we'll play Mortal Entrapment on Seraph. Keep you dazed, as much as we can get you dazed. Alright, I think this is going well. It's hard to tell because we are greatly increasing Seraph's attack value. It's just that Seraph is not attacking very much. Do I want to play Engulfed in Smoke before we play Little Fade at the bottom? I think I do want that. So Engulfed in Smoke. We are going to play the Entombed Explosive somewhere. I think that's going to be... at the top. With Endless, of course. And then Little Fade at the bottom, where it can kill this one quickly, and then kill this one with the Thorns, which keeps going up. Lots and lots of Thorns. And then we definitely play Resin Removal somewhere. We could play it in the second floor or the first floor. I don't really want to remove that well, the Ember Drain doesn't matter to remove. Let's play it here. Get rid of those 2 melee weaknesses. Now, let's use the Torch and then the Vent, so that we get rid of the Torch. There we go. So, we're dealing some damage to our boss every turn. Not a ton of damage every turn, but every turn we do some damage. So, Little Fade. Little Fade, what do we do with you this time? I guess we do what we do with you every time. What do we do with the Entombed Explosive? I think we play it first at the bottom. So play this first, and then play Little Fade. And then the March of Shields is going to go here, as well as the Fortify could go anywhere. Let's play it here too. And then do we want to play the Vent down here? I think I want to play the Torch. Do I want to play the Vent? Because you're currently not dying, but currently Little Fade is getting a couple of kills. Let's use the Vent. Little Fade will gain health instead of losing health this time. Alright. Alright, oh, the Relentless phase. I did not realize we were already there. We do have Engulfed in Smoke, which can do quite well, quite good things. I like how we keep getting Engulfed in Smoke every time we're at the Relentless phase. Let's play the Entombed Explosive in front before we play Engulfed in Smoke, or after. I guess it doesn't really matter. The same thing happens either way. Although we could play it in the back, so that it deals the damage directly to Seraph. Yeah, so we're going to play this in the back. And then we play Engulfed in Smoke. Oh, I guess we can Dark Deal this one regardless. But either way, we're already defeating Seraph. So let's click the end turn button and see what happens. Alright, Little Fade even got the Slay. Now then, how do we do against the Last Divinity? I have no idea. I haven't really been thinking about that very much. But here it is, we're ready to go. Now then, when a friendly unit dies, apply extra attack value. Right. So playing the Wickless Baron at the bottom seems good. You've got a damage shield, which I don't like. Playing Little Fade at the bottom would give you guys damage shield? Is that how that is going to work? Don't like that. Although if I play the Entombed Explosive at the bottom first, then this one would kill it. Not great options, honestly. I think we are going to play the Entombed Explosive at the bottom. So let's start there. And then we play the Wickless Baron behind. And we play Little Fade. Little Fade we want to be in front of the Wickless Baron, certainly. Because we want all of those spikes to do something. So I think Little Fade goes in the center here. Next, what do? We could actually prevent this one from dying to attacks by playing the March of Shields on it. Playing the March of Shields on it means that it survives the attacks and then explodes. I guess it attacks before it explodes. Sure. And then none of the rest of these, I think, do much. The Dark Deal... Yeah, let's hit our own guy with Dark Deal. Okay, let's see what happens there. I'm not really sure what exactly is going to happen here. Oh, the trample. The trample is actually kind of bad at the bottom. That's okay. Entombed Explosive could go here. We actually have a lot of units in our hand. Let's play the Crushing Demise first. Crushing Demise first. Okay. Now then, we have endless units to play. What units do we want to be endless? I want the Entombed Explosive to be endless. I really do want it to be endless, but maybe we should stop that. We could just kill this one with a torch. We want to play units first, though. Unless we're going to play these two units first. Okay, we could play this first. Alright. So now, Entombed Explosive, you're going to have endless. Right here, I think. Yep, right here. Little Fade is going to go right there. Then we get our Ember, and we can play the rest of these units. So the Deranged Brute, I think I want you on floor 2. You on floor 2 with the Wickless Baron behind you. So we're dealing 110 damage there, and then this Wickless Baron I think is going to die at the top, and we're going to reform it several times. But you're going to deal some damage while you're there. Okay, so both of you are dying, which is kind of what we expect, but all of the enemies are dying, which is very good. Okay, the vent at the bottom is pretty nice. You've got a spell shield, but we would kill this one. I think we do what we've done each time, again. Entombed Explosive goes in the front with Endless. Little Fade goes behind it. And then let's play Alloy of the Ancients on you, because we really don't want you to die. And same with the Fortify. We don't have any units dead yet, and then we play Vent, which takes care of some of the problems. And we're dealing a fair amount of damage every turn to the Last Divinity. You're going to die at some point, and then the Primitive Molds will actually do something. The trample at the bottom from the Last Divinity is kind of the worst part, but it's not that bad. We can remove your rage with the resin removal. It's something. The Last Divinity, we could dazed you. Where would we dazed you? We could dazed you here. Or we could dazed you at the bottom. I don't know what we want. We probably want to not dazed you at the bottom, because we are going to play this and this at the bottom again. And we want you to actually hit Little Fade, which you don't? No, you hit Little Fade. For a little bit. Right? Yeah. You hit Little Fade for a little bit, which is exactly what we want, because then you get 147 damage from spikes. Now then, we could apply more burnout to you. That doesn't seem great. I actually kind of like you burning out the way that you do. There's no room here to play the Welder Helper. We could play the Welder Helper at the top. That would give you more armor, and the Welder Helper would die, which is fine. And we could dazed you here. Let's do that. Dazed you here. So you're dazed 3 in the center. No reason not to play resin removal at the bottom. No reason not to play vent at the bottom. Alright, so you're making it to the second floor, but I think you're dying pretty quickly after that. If not, we might send Little Fade to kill you. Oh, Little Fade didn't die last turn. Alright, well. Can't send Little Fade to kill you like that, I guess. We can send this one to kill you, though. Oh no, we can't. We can't do that in the middle. Alright. We can play this one at the top, though. Let's play our Primitive Mold first. So Primitive Mold gets back that Welder Helper. The Welder Helper goes at the top and gives you more armor. And then we put this one in front. I guess it didn't matter whether this one was in front. Alright, well, in any event, it went in front. Now, March of the Shields and the Engulfed in Smoke. March of Shields could go at the bottom. Because what's happening right now? You kill that. This one is dealing you 12 damage. This one is dealing you 12 damage and kills you. If we play March of Shields, then that one doesn't kill you, which means the Last Divinity spends some of its attack on you. Great. I like that change. I think I like Engulfed in Smoke in the center. And I want this torch to hit you. Okay. So the center... The problem is that you never harvest, which is why you're not getting stronger. At the top, you actually get the harvest several times from the Welder Helper, and from the Entombed Explosive this turn. Alright. And our Wickless Baron at the bottom is getting stronger all the time. Alright. We've got a Spell Shield at the bottom, which means the vent doesn't do anything at the bottom. It's very sad. Ooh, the Spell Shield. Oh, never. Oh, yes. Resin removal. Aha, resin removal removes the Spell Shield. Very nice. Where are we playing the Welder Helper? Do I want the Welder Helper to have Endless? Probably not. So Little Fade goes at the bottom first. Welder Helper. I think you go up here. And we're not killing you yet. We probably just do Crushing Demise, honestly. Oh, actually, if we dazed the Last Divinity up here, we do kill you, don't we? Yes, we do. Alright. Mortal Entrapment on the Last Divinity, at the top. There we go. Now you die. So we didn't need to play Crushing Demise. The Resin Removal goes down here. And then Vent goes down here. And kills a couple things. Oh no! The Wilt Wings is going to die and kill you. Okay, well... Unfortunate. Unfortunate, I say. Now then. This one is the next problem. It is a problem. But we might be able to fix that problem. At the bottom, I think we do need a Little Fade to come back. do I want to play... Let's play the primitive mold first, but this might not change what I'm doing. We got the Entombed Explosive. Entombed Explosive, Burnout 2. So it would not... It would die from the Last Divinity attack if we played at the bottom. Which is very nice. Okay, let's do that. And then Little Fade goes behind it. And then what? The Wicklash... The Wicklash could give you more burnout. I don't know if that's what we want on you. You getting the Wildwood Sap is useful, so let's have you get it. The Dark Deal. I don't want to play it here because you would gain armor, and we don't want that. So we'll play it here. The March of Shields, I think we play that at the top. And then the Vent. I think we play Vent at the bottom, so that we get closer to killing you. Okay. I don't yet know how we're going to kill that Reflector, but I feel pretty confident about everything else, so... We could kill the Reflector with a Crushing Demise. Oh, actually, we already kill it. How about that? Okay, no problems. You guys are still stealth. Wow, that stealth really helps. And the Last Divinity is really losing health. So I think what we do is we play the Entombed Explosive at the bottom, in front of Little Fade. And then we play Fortify and Mortal Entrapment somewhere. Where are we playing Mortal Entrapment? We could do it in the center, or we could do it at the top. I think we're going to do it at the top. Just keep you dazed at the top, for whatever reason. And then Dark Deal is perfect this turn. Great. Give you some rage. March of Shields will go here. And then Fortify. Let's fortify you at the bottom. Okay, I feel pretty good about this. Oh no, you're not dying anymore. Do we Crushing Demise you? Or do we take the 7 damage? Darn. Do we Crushing Demise you, or do we take the 7? I think we take the 7. Sad though. Alright. We can get rid of your regen. That doesn't matter much. We can... Does this one die anymore if we play it first? I don't know that it does. Maybe we shouldn't play it first. No, we want it to have Endless. So let's put it out there. Let's play Little Fade behind it. Little Fade survives again. How about that? We can reform a unit. Ooh, that's nice. Reform our Welder Helper. Our Welder Helper is almost to the point that it survives the hit here. Also, by the way, we can remove the Ember Drain with resin removal. Aha. And we can Wicklash you. Great, we're doing some damage at the top. And then let's give you more armor in the middle. I kind of like how well you're staying alive, because we have so much armor. I think adding so many armor cards to my deck has actually worked out much better than I was expecting. Ho-ho, we're winning. let's play Engulfed in Smoke so that we don't die at the bottom. There we go. Alright, we won again. This time with a pretty weird deck. A little Fade deck with Endless all over the place. The Votive Key was a weird choice at the beginning. I thought it was amazing, but it definitely made a lot of the starting deck very strange. Alright. I think we Divinity Mastered a couple cards too. Let's see how that works out. Not a bad score, actually. Covenant rank 19. Some basic enemies have additional attack. Alright. That could be quite bad. And, oh, we Divinity Mastered 10 more cards. 10 cards. How about that? Alright, that's a huge step forward. Our win streak went up to 7. So we've got a higher win streak in the Inferno Cup than we do in the Imp Cup now. And we're not quite halfway to Divine Mastering all of the Hellhorned cards. That's the only clan that doesn't have half the cards mastered. And then, I think these are the colorless cards. We almost have half of those Divinity Mastered too. Spikes applied, 162. The previous best was 110. Nice. With the 130 pack shards, I liked that run. We took the pack shards really early, which was dangerous, but turned out very well. Alright. And we're moving up Covenant ranks. I have changed out the top of this collection screen to show Divine wins, so that I can visually track which of the 30 clan combinations I have achieved a victory against the Last Divinity. Currently, I have 16 Divine victories, so I'm already more than halfway to filling out this collection. In this run, I Divinity Mastered 10 more cards, all of which were mastered for the first time. Another huge step forward in that collection goal. On the right, I am featuring the Reconciler, because this is the run that Reconcilers gave me the most trouble, adding Sinner's Burdens to my deck. I'm also featuring Chains the Sighted, who came surprisingly close to killing me in the first battle, where I took most of my damage this entire run. On the left, I simply had to feature the Wickless Baron. I had 3 of these in my deck, all heavily upgraded in various ways. The Harvest ability of the Wickless Baron worked very well with my Fragile Champion. I am also featuring the Deranged Brute, one of the 3 cards I played with for the first time this run. He greatly increased the effects of Rage on my minions. For artifacts, I played with the Railhammer for the first time this run, and it was very good since I had many ways that I added armor to my units, and this gave me more each time. The Pyrestone housing makes it past my 10 battle threshold, and I used it well. Several units in my deck had 3 upgrade stones. This was part of the reason my Wickless Barons were so good. I have more information in my tracking sheet, link in the video description. New episodes every Saturday, and thanks for watching.